Am I streaming on there? Yo! Am I streaming on there? Where is the audio coming from? Yo! Am I streaming on there? Okay, why is the audio coming from? Why is the... I can't listen to myself. I'm listening to myself right now. How do I... At least I'm on the right account. I could be... Okay, I couldn't tell you where the audio is coming from, but it's working, so that's the main thing. But it's kind of bugged, bro. It's kind of bugged. It is bugging. Wait, let me type in my own chat. I want to see if things work. So, I know no one's watching, but for anyone that ever sees this, this live stream is basically helping me grow as a person to try and get sponsors. So the idea is that I love sim racing. I'm trying to get better at sim racing. I'm already pretty good, but the thing is, at the level that I'm at, I don't really have the respectful driver, so I have quite a lot of trouble going up the ranks at the moment, especially when people crash into the back of you. But the idea is that I love racing, I love sim racing, so why not stream it? You know, I already make videos helping people with how to become racing drivers, how to drive better, how to set up their car better. So I might as well do some streaming where people can come and watch me. So that's the idea. It also adds to my sponsor portfolio. It's another element that I can bring in and say, look, this is what I'm doing. You can have your logo anywhere on the live stream, things like that. I've got a few ideas that I'm going to do. But anyway, that's the idea. Today I'm going to be playing iRacing, obviously, and I think it's Porsche Cup Red Bull Ring. I did 2 races there. They didn't go too badly, but people are very aggressive. So let's have a look. I'll probably warm up a little bit. They got the Ferrari challenge as well that I can do. But it's Snetterton. I wouldn't say it's a strong track for mine. Okay, so 12, 45 and 45 minutes. Let's just do a couple laps. And I think it's Porsche Cup Red Bull Ring. I did 2 races there. They didn't go too badly, but people are very aggressive. So let's have a look. I'll probably warm up a little bit. They got the Ferrari challenge as well that I can do. But it's Snetterton. I wouldn't say it's a strong track for mine. Okay, so 12, 45 and 45 minutes. Let's just... How do I pin that? I don't know how to pin it. Anyway. Let's just do a couple laps, just warm up. I always like to warm up at this track. What am I doing? I always like to warm up at this track, just because I'm just used to it. It's a good idea to get used to a track, because then I can... I'm just more... I know where I am on the day, if I'm racing well or not. Okay, this is an issue that I'm going to have. I can't show my setups. So how am I going to do this? Hey! Okay. Sorry, but you can't. I'm just going to put race setup, 25 litres, and we'll just do a couple laps. Right. I just want to see what it looks like. There we go. Okay. So the Ferrari at the moment is very consistent. I would say it's a very good car at the moment. It's tricky to drive. It's got a couple of quirks. But in GT3, it's just one of the most balanced and consistent cars. I wouldn't say it's the best here, but it's Lagos is strong. It's not as strong as, you know, I would maybe choose the Porsche around here. Mercedes is good as well, but naturally it's only equivalent Ferrari with a good setup. So I haven't really got the best track conditions here. And I also haven't turned any ABS on, so just trying to be careful. Like, as well is that I feel like it takes a bit longer for tyre pressures to heat up, whereas I feel like in the Mercedes I can just go for it almost immediately, whereas the first gear just a bit nippy in the Ferrari compared to the Lagos. I don't think we're going to put in some really good lap times for the temperatures. We'll see. It's good to practice on tracks like this. It's not very good to practice and, you know, sunset, low, maybe 12 degrees Celsius temperatures, otherwise the engine's working a lot better and your lap times are very much all engine and you don't really learn how to drive on tracks like this, which is what most of the time the tracks can look like. As you can tell, there's a lot less grip. I don't really know, other than maybe the long races, I've never really seen any sunset hour races. So I try and practice on more similar conditions. Like the temperature can be down to be good for the engine, but just try and keep the track as maybe as plain as possible. As soon as you've got enough grip or make the track optimal, then yeah, you'll get better lap times and you'll kind of do the Ferrari's my strong car. I would say the McLaren and the Mercedes are. I just feel like I get a bit mid-corner, and then the Mercedes I really like run very aggressive on the front end, and I don't feel like the Ferrari or more stubby tracks like this with tighter corners is just as good. But if it's matter, it's a matter, so just have to do that. We'll get there, just being impatient with the pressures. They've just gone into temperature, so let's just go in. Next round here in the course will be a 31-1. maybe if you have the right setup, Ferrari can be better, but naturally I would say Porsche is best. First time on the day, I did 2 races yesterday in Portugal. I'm not great in Portugal. It depends on the track. Sometimes I can excel, like Suzuka, it's really comfortable with it. Long Beach, towards the end I got comfortable with it. I couldn't go under an 18.5 there. Ideally I would do an 18.2, 18.1 area. And then Red Bull Ring, I'm not sure. I'd do 13.5, but I don't know if that was with all that setup, to be honest with you. Let's log into this one. That lap is just still a that This is the race. I feel like a lot of the time I'm just not focused. Like I'm not taking it seriously because I'm very much used to real life racing. And I was looking at my Whoa. One thing I found as well is that the cars seem to reward, especially the GT3, they seem to reward having higher gears. I feel like when you go down too many gears, you break the momentum, even if it feels quicker up the corner, like there, I've got to prefer it maybe better. And you just roll everybody up the corner. It's just like unique little Ferrari. It feels like one thing I'm having trouble with is clutching the brakes. I always have a high brake pressure. It depends on the corners, but most of them, like this corner you want to have a higher brake pressure. But a lot of the corners I feel like I'm not really maximising because I'm trying to brake too hard and tail off quicker instead of braking less hard and tailing off longer. But getting used to it, the GT3s are probably the hardest cars in iRacing. Just in terms of competitiveness. gain time out of the corner and then way down the straight, you start to lose time when you go up a lower gear in the mid gear. So I think it fully depends on the corner that it is, but I feel like the higher gears are maybe a bit better. Let me try second. Yeah, I gained time. So maybe there's just a little bit more traction. Try second as well. That's particularly how would I do it? 32, 4. Alright. Whoa! Can't be leaking my wheel settings. Okay. Alright, Porsche Cup fixed. I don't know. For me, the fixed is just a bit. I don't know. Don't really know how to describe it. I just have a bit of trouble with the fixed because I'm not very good with understeer. Like in my real life racing, I always go quicker when I put more front end. So driving the Porsche, it's very unnatural to already be under the the ABS zone, to not brake to a maximum, but then also just hold it for so long to make it bite in the front. And I mean, I can do it in the GT3s. I have a lot less trouble doing it with the Porsche GT3 than I do the Cup car. Cup car is always going to be a bit harder to drive. But yeah, I just need to lock in, to be honest with you. I just know what I'm doing. And with the setups as well, I don't think the setup. A lot of people have asked me if setups are worth it, and to be honest, unless you're over 3K iRating, you don't need setups. Like if you're over 3K iRating, I think then you're at the level where you can do more open setup things with a higher, with a much higher level where people are using these crazy setups. And for me, I'm partnered with Sambo setups. I've done a bit of work with them, done a couple bits of content, and for me, that was a month into 3 weeks of me having iRacing. I've had iRacing for now 2 months-ish, 2 months and 2 weeks, something like that. And I just feel like the setups, especially for the Porsche Cup, you don't gain. You don't gain. You might get a couple tenths here and there, but I don't think it's the second that people advertise. I think in LMP2 and in GT3, it is the second that people advertise. But the thing is, the Porsche Cup is such a hard car to drive in general that I just think the setups are harder to drive. So if anything, you go slower with them. You really have to know how to drive the car before you even start thinking about setups. And that's the only issue with it. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to get a setup and be a second quicker. No, you won't. You won't. 30.0 is rapid. Okay. Right. Let's see how it is today, or if I'm going to want to. that's the thing. People are doing the same time to the setup and in the pit setup. It's all driving. Unless there's cheaters. I don't know if there's cheaters in iRacing. I'm sure there is. There's a lot of swerves that I've run into. Especially in the Porsche Cup. Oh my god. Got people in the Porsche Cup, they're all like 8K iRacing. People take those curves as well. The leaders are taking those curves. I don't understand how they do it. Unless it's set up, they've got a bit more softer maybe in the suspension. The setup line, I mean this is fixed, the setup line it just feels a bit stiffer. 29.8. I raced that guy yesterday, the red car. Oh my god. Terrorist. Terrorist he is. There we go! I told you he was a terrorist! I told you! Doing that to me in the middle of a race and shit. And then he blamed it on me as well. The whole time he's blaming it on me and he's getting other people to gang up against him. Like, did you see that guy? Did you see what Thomas did? I'm like, mate! Your brake pedal's on the right, mate. That car was off track, but that was good. Anyway, buns lap! Not a terrible exit. Could have come off the brake a bit earlier. Weird brake just had there as well. It actually feels really grippy. Whoa! It actually feels like a grippier track than it did when I drove it yesterday. Maybe that's why the time's so low. Maybe I don't think around that as well. Yeah, that slowed down a lot better yesterday. That's the only thing. I mean, I'm sure it's my driving, but I'm not a fan of the Porsche Cup because it has so much understeer against it. I don't do well with it. That's why in GT3 I'm a big fan of the safety as well. It does what you want it to do. I don't know if it's previously a good idea for my iRacing team. I think I might lose more than I gain. Once again, don't be an idiot. pleasure to drive when you know how to drive. See what I mean there? Look at my braking. I'm braking way too hard. I don't know why I do that. How's it? One thing as well, you lose time accelerating on the curves, so like tighter lines work quite well. See? It's too early on the power. Where the roll comes. Legendary, really. I can't see chat. I thought I had like a little widget, but I can't see it. That's why you've got to play with the delta. You can see where you're getting back. Just store it away in the head. Like you said, more curve there. Try catching it first. Oh, so much time. Little wuss. 1 second. No, Aiden. Give up 1 second. I'm losing it. 2 seconds. It's like brake related. It's like carrying on related. That's how we go. I'm going to try the technique. That technique did not work. Please don't hit me. Sorry. Oh. Okay. What happened? Oh my god. My car's bent. The car's bent. Yeah, when you go over here, look how it pulls you when you try to go back over. What are they doing? I haven't got an issue. Okay, I'm doing it. They don't have an issue. Why do I? Let's do it. I'm an idiot. Reset that. You know what that is. Everyone has hit that wall from that place. Everyone. Why are you so close to me? Just do your lap, bro. That did not just happen. The thing is, I need to get my safety rating up to then do VT3. But how am I meant to get a safety rating up in Porsche Cup then? That is like an impossible task. Like that red driver. There he is, there's that red driver. Still got cold tyres. These are my karting gloves. These are my old karting gloves. They've been through 18 KZO2 races. They're legendary. They've had loads of podiums, 2 race wins. My most meaningful race win as well. Decided to lock in there on the words. A lot better when I'm not being, well, no one's watching, but like when I'm not being I looked away at the chat. This one will look good. arguing over if idiot is a swear word. If you're offended by that, we can't be friends. Who am I racing against? That makes me so sad. I'm going to read over this chat after I need to. That was a tragic end to practice. Wait, what were they saying in chat? Let's read it. Sorry. I was clearly pitting, idiot. Sorry about that, no need for bad language. How is that bad How is that bad language, lol? You don't know what idiot means? Are you implying he's an idiot? If you're offended by that, we can't be friends. Bro wants to be friend OD... Bro wants to be friend on a video game. That makes me so sad. Just both apologise so you can have the bromance which was destined to be. I already did. And bought him flowers. Oh my god. That is the best conversation I've ever seen on iRacing. And the most humble one as well. Normally it's a lot of swearing. A lot of swearing. Alright. I am really bad in qualifying. Actually, it depends. In GT3, I can put it on pole. Ferrari Challenge, I can put it on pole. But I can't, for the life of me, lock in with the Porsche Cup. It is a hard car. I'm not used to it. I'm going to get my excuses out of the way. But yeah. Love of the game, I'm going to let them go past so we'll see what acts of terrorism. Ow! Okay, they're both terrorists. And I've got wheel damage. Are they serious? I can drive this, I know. Rotates really well. I mean, that was just typical. He did a Yuki Tsunoda. He tried to fly by as close as possible. Let's see that. I pull over, give them plenty of space. He didn't even hit me. Yo, iRacing. Lock in, guys. Lock in! What is that? And how is that irreparable damage? It's like rear suspension, probably. He goes, my bad, 22. Yeah, it is. It is your bad.
And how is that irreparable damage?
I like watching myself. Yeah, it is. It is your bad. I'm not used to it. Yo! Qualified. We're putting it on P0. So we're not completely. That's the sort of thing I do. I just like, I'll dip over the curve on my first lap. I'll be like, well, I've got to go through it on the second lap. And then I won't do that. And I'll be dead last, fighting for the back. Normally in Porsche Cup, I'm quite good fighting for the back. I'm a lot better in the race than I am. Let's try and lock in nonetheless. Yeah, I always get off track there. Oh, I locked in, no talking. Such a poor fucking performance. $29.7. This is a fixed setup. There could be like 8K iRating. This is no way. Let's see what the average iRating is. Every time I do Porsche Cup, it's like 3.5K, 4K. I'm like, bro, I started 2 months ago. Doesn't make sense. It's very tight though. But there's more time in it. I mean, in the races normally I can find better pace all the time, so I'm just pretty disappointed, to be honest. I've just done a shit job. How do you do a 29.7? How are you, I mean, how, I didn't have a bad lap, but how do you just have that much more lateral grip within the corner? Are you are you forcing it with the brake? Are you doing something different with the brake? Or is it just fucking pure smurf? I mean, the same thing, but I don't get it. How far am I off? Oh, God. 1.5. How do you find 1.5 seconds more? Alright, we're going to make it back in the race. Doesn't make sense. Alrighty. That was weird. Why are the Pablos up front? I mean, let's I don't even know. Oh no. Yeah, see? That's a 1,000 iRating more than me. I'm getting butchered. I'm getting butchered on iRacing. I want to do the Ferrari challenge, but I don't know why iRacing managed to pair the shittiest car with the shittiest track to make the worst fucking combo. They always do it. Like, sometimes they're good cars or good tracks, but they put the worst possible car or track with it. Like Ferrari Challenge, a car that is crazy acceleration and first gear's basically just to get it going. And they put it with Snetterton, which is just tight corners and like the long corner at the end and everything. It just doesn't fit the car. This fits, I'll give them that. KZ start. Double clutch. Right, this is going to be interesting. I might have to tail off. I had to give that one up. It's just stupid if I didn't. Holy shit. That was public. That was amazingly executed. It's like if I dive bomb next to him, then he can't overtake me on the inside, and we'll come out maybe together. Flashing, making nervous. Better not spin. Why are we 3 wide then? Just not locked in right now. See, what the fuck is that, bro? Oh, you black car are getting it. I don't like the way this is moving. This is not going to end well. It was gonna happen because he's a fucking idiot. What? That was murder, bro. Thank God he didn't do it to me. $29.6 is crazy, bro. There's no way they don't have like a setup, bro. There must be a glitch. There's something going on because why am I racing them? If they're doing that time, why am I racing them? Unless I race was a bit stupid, then I don't know, but like I shouldn't be racing them, should I? We're catching these guys. terrorists behind it. How is he gaining all of a sudden so much? This is in a straight line. That's 4/10 in 1 corner. Look how much he's gained. Why is my car just bumped? Tragic. That did nothing then, didn't it? Okay. Anyway, figuring out the stream. Tragic. That did nothing then, did it? So I'm racing this weekend at Valence, KZ2, part of the other regional championship. Yeah, 29.2 is crazy. 6k, well 5.6, 6, 7k iRacing. What can you expect? I mean, he's gonna know some stuff. Definitely gonna know some stuff. And I'm sitting here with my 2.6. See, why am I racing against those people? Like, look around me. 4k, higher by a little bit. 3k, higher, 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 higher. Even the people all the way down here are higher, so I'm happy. I mean, I kind of am where I shouldn't be. But, yeah, all these guys, fucking crazy iRacing. What do you know? The Crasher has lost. Oh my god, that is a lot. 0.63. That's a lot to lose in one race. Oh my god. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, not bad. I still want to figure out the stream though, because I feel like I'm not doing it right. How do I get this down? I don't want this thing right here. Move. Yes. I've just deleted myself. No. Anyway, thank you. I'm going to do another race, but this was just to figure out how to stream properly. It's going to be a bit more aesthetic in future.